What's going on, everyone? Welcome to Movie Emporium's TV review of the Peacock original series, Twisted Metal Season 2. This will follow Episode 9, which is called VAVAVUM, and is directed by Bertie Elwood. Okay, so every once in a while, a show has to have a weaker episode in their season. It's just the unfortunate nature of what it is. This is that episode, to be fairly honest. It's an episode that really is kind of out of place, but I guess it's in place, but I wasn't really that intrigued by the episode, to be fairly honest. You know, there's an ulterior motive to Calypso's reasoning for why he's doing a party of sorts, a high school party or whatever you want to call it. And clearly, as we see from the ending of this episode, that's what it is to get them to kind of bond together so that when they fight against one another, it becomes more difficult for everyone. That's kind of where this episode is leaning towards. And it's not saying this episode wasn't fun. It just wasn't interesting, to be fairly honest. Yes, it's fun to watch, you know, to watch Sweet Tooth like really enjoy what's going on, to be able to dress up. There is the twisted side to Sweet Tooth and stuff like that. You could see him loving parties and loving to be the center of attention and loving the music and the dress up and all that stuff, as well as maiming and killing. I mean, he envisions everyone as a paper bag, and he envisions Harold as a real person, even though Harold's a paper bag. And once again, there is the back and forth between Sweet Tooth and, of course, Mr. Grimm. It really is just, you know, kind of showing us the characters as they are. And there's some fun stuff in here. There's emotional moments between, you know, the characters. We find out, as it was kind of insinuated in the last episode, that Mayhem might be the kid that, you know, Axel lost, the one that got taken from him because of the little cloth that she wears in her hair. She, you know, is getting ready to take a picture. It is kind of like, okay, I guess we have to have that kind of thing happen where, you know, it's convenient plotting and stuff like that, and it makes a lot of sense, I guess, even though it feels very small universe and whatnot. But that's the reason these two episodes are together, so you can have kind of the finality, kind of underlining kind of conception of what Axel has having to go through. I think doing these two episodes together works because, you know, you have like the segments in the last episode, you know, with the whole like gathering together, and then you have the party and everybody having fun and having entertainment, and, you know, drinking and finding out different things about these characters. Of course, Raven has to be a lesbian because that's what Raven, you know, looks like, I guess. You know, watching Patty Guggenheim play it up and kind of over the top silliness was like one of the weaker parts of the episode, and it just kind of got annoying, the looks that she was giving. Watching Vermin and Mr. Grimm, you know, Grimm have a thing in a moment, eventually have sex, is really weird, and watching Sweet Tooth break it up is actually quite funny. You know, it's a lot of that stuff. There just really isn't that much interesting things to this episode. You know, watching, you know, Quiet have her kind of moments where she is very struggling to what is to become human or what it is like to be human. There's insinuation that Raven has an attraction to her or something like that, or I don't entirely know or get it because it's not really well thought out, well plotted out. You know, the biggest revelation, the biggest moment is when Stu basically confronts Dave and Mike and says something that offends Dave, who runs off like a little lost, you know, scared puppy dog or whatever. And Stu tries to go to help him and finds out that Dave is clearly not over his cannibalism because he's eating some random person in the bathroom, which was, once again, these episodes are good, like co-episodes together, because the moment we see Dave and the blood splatter and he licks his face or whatever, and then we see him like eating people, it really kind of fits together. So I understand why these two episodes were together. But it's really cheesy, like how he becomes like the shark in Finding Nemo and stuff like that, and, you know, Stu attacking Stu. But when you see Dave lick Stu's foot, which is quite something, I guess they're going for it. And then Dave runs into a coat hanger, stabs himself in the eye and dies, and Stu decides he's going to play it off like Dave hung himself, but Dave still stuck himself in the eye. It's a plot device, I guess, is trying to get Dave or Stu and Mike to become good friends again. They have fun and they have a party, and I don't know, it's that kind of stuff in this episode. And the thing that I enjoy from the both episodes is Grimm's kind of, you know, his multiple personalities, the multiple kind of spirits that he's taken, the souls of people. And I appreciate, like, you know, when he like they confront Vermin by being like, oh, he find her attractive and stuff like that. And I don't know, the best parts about this episode are when they find out they're getting dressed for some kind of party, and you watch how they react to all of it, and like how Quiet just beats the heck out of the box because she's not sure what's in it. And I love how, Mayhem is basically wearing the dress up backwards, but they somehow are able to fix the dress before they go into the thing. And I do like how Dave and Mike are dressed like the characters from Dumb and Dumber, the two main characters. And then you get, of course, the stuff with Calypso, where he basically has them cut their hand and put the blood to the tree. And I do like the joke that they can't do it with Axel because of his arms, his hands, and stuff like that. But I mean, other than that, that's kind of really it. At the end, the Calypso turn where he gasses everyone, and everyone, like, John and Quiet wake up in separate cars in the middle of like some weird kind of dystopian kind of, I don't know what those big things are, that they're the things that are in the sky, and what that is, what that entails. I'm assuming that's the next episode, so we'll see how that plays out. But yeah, I mean, that's kind of it. Like, this isn't really much to talk about with this episode. It's just, it has fun moments, it has entertaining moments, but it's just not a very good episode, to be fairly honest. It's not an episode that really kind of justifies a whole episode of a television series. And once again, it's one of those episodes where, because they're hitting 12 episodes a season, they have to have the moments where it's quiet and where it's silent, and where they're having fun and enjoying the world, and it's a party, and the I Stand By You song, and I think like Smash Mouth or something was playing as well. I don't know, it just, and then you got the stuff at the beginning with like them drinking the water because they made the mistake of having two different wishes, which is, I guess, plays into the ending of the episode with the fact that they're by themselves again, which really is telling that Calypso was playing them like a fiddle. But yeah, that's the episode, to be fairly honest. There's other stuff in the episode, but it's just not really that interesting. It's cool to look at, it's a cool setting, like how, Calypso like burns the tree up and stuff like that, and it's like a party, and it was like one of those like high school parties or whatever. I don't know, it is what it is. It's not a terrible episode, but it's definitely the weaker of the season, to be fairly honest. And yeah, that's kind of where I roll with it. So overall, just not a very interesting episode, to be fairly honest. It doesn't really add to anything that really feels cool or entertaining or whatever. But with that said, for my honest score, it's a 7 out of 10. It just really isn't that great. So I it could be worse, it could be better, but it's definitely not the stronger of the series. So there you go. Anyways, with that said, that would be my take on season 2, episode 9, which is called VAVAVUM. So I do appreciate you watching. In the comments below, what do you think of this episode? If you liked it, tell me what you liked about it. If you didn't like it, tell me what you didn't like about it. All that good stuff. Otherwise, if you like what you see on the channel, hit the subscribe button to join Movie Emporium. Hit that notification bell at top to find what's coming next. If you like these videos, awesome. Hit that like button, and we'll see you guys on the next video. Peace out, guys.